it's going to be an intense ban phase here, at least for MaykaS' side. And looks like MaykaS is going to show up that Red Gwen for the first time on screen tonight for us, at least from his play. I feel like, have we seen? No, I don't think we've seen Red Gwen even partake in the game tonight, at least not on screen. So yeah, this is going to be a first one for us.
Yeah, we have not, despite many players seeming to have brought it, never seemed to have reached the screen, either being banned out or just being 2-0'd. As we've mentioned, there have been a lot of 2-0s tonight, leading to certain decks just not making their way through.
No, definitely not. But this time we do get to see it. On the other side, we do get to see a Stony Suppressor deck, which is gonna be the Pop Taric. So no scouts just yet, but we can still Stony Suppress a couple of spells in MaykaS' hand that could make it more awkward to play them, like a 3-mana Glimpse Beyond, like a 3-mana Val Feast. There's a couple of spells that you really don't want to be more expensive. And the Laurent Protege...
Like the perfect time to play Stony Suppressor with so many spells and MaykaS' hand.
Yeah, but we might want to go for... I mean, we have our hand currently on Lowfi's side is like, oh, it's a Taric with no spell next turn because of no mana if we were to play him. A Stony Suppressor that is pretty nice for, you know, our POV right now. And a Ibex. So I feel like 3 out of those 4 cards are definitely not amazing. Pelix's Gate can help you, sure. But next turn, Stony will probably come down. The only problem is we don't have anything that supports right now that isn't Taric, right? So the Conga line cannot get started, and the Frightened Ibex may be frightened just a bit longer because it's not going to get supported.
Yeah. We saw MaykaS considering pinging it there, predicting perhaps the Taric coming down next turn, and then going for a Vile Feast after the fact to try and take it out before Taric can get that support back on it.
Ooh, but there's Poppy, and she's gonna feel nice this turn, I think. Don't worry. Only... Oh, no, we're gonna play Taric. I mean, Poppy would have been answered by the Reckoner, but still, I mean, the stats just on the whole board. Oh, Sentry. Oh, yeah, true. We could have Sentry'd her. Could also Sentry to Taric this turn, but no, we do choose to play Katarina instead. No, this might be the Ibex combo we were talking about, but the Taric does not get any spells on him, so he will not be, you know, getting any extra value beside the tough here. And no, like, double draw shenanigans, but the Ibex will be hitting for 1 little Q damage, and the Boisterous Host will also be taken care of. And now, we switched up a couple of things. Katarina still, you know, being fine. She will be denied her attack, I guess, because she's now hitting. This will still keep the Laurent Protege alive, just barely on 1 HP. And then the 2... Yeah, the Katarina just bounced back. Laurent is okay. And
yeah,
Lowfi...
but now you can threaten the Vile Feast this turn, too, and get rid of it. And there's the Eternal Dancers, too. You do have the other 2 components of the Red Rally here, so... Yeah, pretty good situation to be in for MaykaS right now.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't look too bad. And with no rally for Lowfi, it is going to be a bit awkward on those defensive turns, right? We can set up some cute little Ibexes. We can set up Poppy. Might want to take the time to play the Stony Suppressor, honestly, just to, you know, annoy MaykaS a little bit. Deny some of that Katarina value, maybe. Okay, looks like we're Ibexing. We're building an army of little cute wall-crawling creatures. And, oh wow, that's just a Ruined Reckoner coming out like that. And now they're actually being denied by Stony Suppressor.
Really good play there with that Stony Suppressor. Yeah, getting rid of any chance of that Midnight Raid. Ooh, that sucks. And that's also really good into this deck, because if you try and use the Midnight Raids as your angle, it's no longer an infinite combo. You now have something that's making it cost a little bit more.
Okay, and now we can drop the Poppy on the board. She will get stunned. As we mentioned earlier, this spider is gonna be scaring her just a bit too much for her to attack. And that's gonna... Well, we do have to... Okay, we have still enough mana to play Pale Cascade on Taric, get the Ibexes going. You know, this wall may be steep, but hey, an Ibex can climb something that has even a 93-degree angle, I believe. So, you know, Ibexes are made to climb steep things, and right now the army is definitely not looking frightened, but frightening to me, since those stats can grow quite fast, and MaykaS' hand, when he's forced to play the spider now on the Poppy, doesn't really look that great after the fact. He can play a Sentinel, but that's kind of it. And no, we're deciding to go for the Dancers here, leaving the Poppy just like that. And now I think, yeah, we're just gonna go for a big swing here with all of those Ibex. Okay. Trying to think of what we want to do here. Do we want to get the Ibex stats? Do we want to put the stats on the Poppy?
Looks like they're going on the Poppy right now. My guess is Ruined Reckoner is probably going to be sacked here as a blocker so that you can start going for the infinite combo with the Hallowed Dancers here. Nope,
Yes.
seems like he changed his mind. Thinking about it. Lowfi's thinking about it. Not sure which way they're going to go just yet. Still thinking about it even.
It's kind of awkward. You know, the Ibex are... Ooh, we're just going to go for this. Not even going for the Ibex swing here. Just trying to go small and controlled. But with the Mountain Sojourner in hand, Lowfi definitely has a card that can win the game in 2 turns, I would say, if it doesn't get answered or the game is ended before that time. I think those Sojourners could come in insanely huge with the Ibex conga line. And the Poppy is fine, right? The Poppy is protected. The Ibex are not even going to be put in danger. They are frightened, so they stay back, obviously. But the board is looking very good for Lowfi, and MaykaS' hand, another Sentry. I mean, yes, that can get rid of the Sojourner for an attack turn. Can also stop Taric or Poppy from doing any shenanigans. I don't really see a card that can win us the game pretty soon, because this Ruined Reckoner is cool, but as you said, it does cost 1 mana, so we have to be aware of how we go for the mid-red raid here.
Yeah, and you might be able to even clear the Hallowed Dancers in... It looks like right now 3 of these would be what it would take to bring her down. And yeah, there's the first block on it, so bit by bit, we're going to see this worn down. You are going to need to sacrifice some blockers in order to do it, and you can do your Stony Suppressors since, lo and behold, you've got a second one in your hand now. Or just drop it down instead and make that cost even more. And yeah, that is a bit of a tough situation to be in. You can keep going for your rallies, but you're losing tools later down the line and later in the turn.
Yeah, and right now, if we tap below, if you don't pay attention, Lowfi can definitely rally here. Has 5 mana up, that's all we need. Well, no, oh no, we need 6 mana now. Oh, we do need 6 mana here for that, for the new rally, thanks to the double Stony. So maybe Lowfi looking to sack a Stony on the low and replace it with a rally if MaykaS were to drop below 3 mana here.
But even still, if you drop a Stony, now that free attack looks even better, and definitely gives you a window to do it again, because now it's a 1 cost rather than a 2 cost, and I think that Katarina came down as a result of that difference.
Yeah, no, but this is tight, because MaykaS is like, oh, the Stony goes down, the prices are going down. Yeah, let me just cash on our midnight raid right now. Lowfi goes like, okay, I'll put some Ibex in front to block it. No big deal. All of a sudden, we're looking at a rally, and oh, we're preemptively stunning the Taric here, going for a offensive stun, and looking to gear up, you know, gear shift up into a higher gear right now. Let's see how this turns out. This does put us at a currently unable space to play a midnight raid and a Katarina dagger as well. But if those Stonies are forced to go chump blocking, things may open up.
Yeah, curious to see how Lowfi blocks here. Probably gonna get rid of an Evex. Definitely want to hold on to at least one of your Stonies so that those raids don't go down to 0 cost. Is going to sack the weaker of the two. Are you gonna take that 4 to face? Looks like that
I don't
might be
like.
a
I don't
yes.
mind it.
Yeah, I think you kind of just have to accept it at this point, and maybe you put down the Sojourner after this, get that open attack next turn, and then you look for the Golden Aegis, and yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I don't hate
Yes.
I don't hate this at all. Do we have enough? Okay, so we have a tough situation now for MaykaS because the flock
Oh,
could get rid of the poppy for maybe if we don't support her. If the Kong no, because if we support her with Taric, there we go. Now the Conga line is in a way that helps Poppy, not the Ibex. So this may not be enough to kill her, right? Because she grows, yeah, but exactly, 5 and tough. She's A-okay, and this swing is looking huge. We're able to block enough. Well, not like this. Not like this either. There we go. That's how we survive. At least for now.
Yeah, and you need some tool on the side of MaykaS right now that you just don't have. You can't refill your board. You can try and stun the Taric, but even still, I mean, you just played the Golden Aegis on another character. You've only got 2 blockers with the Burgeoning Sentinel and the Spider, and that's still going to be the end of the game for you. I mean, Lowfi even able to put in another attacker in the form of that Fleetfoot Tracker. Probably going to be end of the game this turn in favor of Lowfi.
Yeah, absolutely. It feels like that right now. We do have another stun from the Sentry, right? So we can stop the Taric from doing the double rally shenanigans. But 6, the units all surviving. I don't think we need double rally to just end the game. And the Flocks are also... No, the Flocks can kill the Poppy after this combat goes through. So I'm not 100% sure if this is over just yet, but it is looking very, very Lowfi favored. Okay, so Poppy dies. Taric gets stunned. And then we have Sojourner, Ibex, 1 blocker, 2 blockers with the Spider. Yeah, I think we may be able to cling on to life just for a minute here.
And you're also giving a window for Lowfi to play that rally on the Taric first. Potentially. No, gonna go for the Fleet Feather first. And now out comes the Aegis. Not gonna do anything with that action though. Instead, just going to let the Taric rally, and then I'm guessing go for the stun.
Yeah, go for the Flock. Oh wait, no. Oh wait, no, fine. We can play Flock on this stack, and then we could go for the stun. But now let's do a quick round of maths, because we have a challenge. No, we don't have a challenger unit, because the bird does not actually challenge, which means we have a Sojourner. That's gonna buff. So we're gonna block the Sojourner, then we got 6.
I believe we have 5 going to face this turn here. Which is going to be 1 off.
And that's lethal.
That it? Yeah, that is 6. Right? Yeah.
That
both
is
units
okay.
Are 3 attack.
I was 1 off.
Exactsies. Yeah, but Lowfi was not 1 off. Lowfi is on exact lethal this turn, taking down the first game. And it was not even Nami being defeated here, but instead Red Gwen also suffering from the suppression of those stony suppressors here, costing those spells a lot of mana, and as you said, interrupting some potentially infinite combos of that Eternal Dancer. So, hey, stony suppressors going kind of crazy still.
Yeah, absolutely. And now we're probably going to see Akshan Sivir. I'd be very surprised if the scouts got through too with that second Stony Suppressor. If that is the case, then I think this is probably going to be a very quick 2-0. As we just saw the impact Stony Suppressor has. And if the other deck you have to fall back onto is Nami Lee Sin, that's probably a worse situation than what we just saw happening with Red Gwen. So my guess is the Akshan Sivir going to be coming out here. the one deck that doesn't have the Stony Suppressor, and that might be the window to get in here with the Red Gwen.
And it seems like that is exactly the case. We are on Akshan Severe, no Stony Suppressor left. This could be the game we're talking about. However, still not an easy matchup, I think, because we are able to, put some blockers early game. Could try to, roll some steam early. And if MaykaS doesn't find the late game answer soon enough, could get, out-tempoed. However, we know that, hey, there's Ruined Reckoners, there's Fallen Reckoners, then there's Risen Reckoners, and at the end of the day, there's a Harrowing waiting for you to just run over your board of essentially no blockers left, because they are all unable to block. And with that Fearsome Butler coming in at the start here, not a bad start for MaykaS.
Yeah, absolutely not. Definitely able to get some good momentum going here. There's the Fallen Reckoner you were just talking about, but also down comes the Akshan. Not really anything that MaykaS can do to respond to that at the moment. Could glimpse beyond a unit, get that Harrowing trigger, and also draw to deny Akshan a strike, but other than that, no direct responses to the Akshan played.
Yeah, definitely. I don't hate the play you suggested here. Deny the Akshan some tempo, get some hollowed stacks into the deck. I could definitely see that Boisterous Host falling prey to a glimpse here, but no, seems like we are just skipping the block, waiting to see what happens, going for a Sentinel, maybe trying to get some synergies going with that. And now with Gwen at the start as well, ooh, or maybe House Spiders, we could, no, Gwen is here. We can start to apply pressure once again of ourselves, on our own. And Severe, not really the card you want to play right now. Maybe even a Cataclysm, but we just don't have enough damage to deal with the Gwen.
Yeah, no, I think maybe you can go for the Merciless Hunter here to at least get a vulnerable on the Gwen and potentially make her a bit more susceptible to future plays, and that is exactly what's going to be coming through here from Lowfi as the attack comes through for MaykaS. Seems to only be attacking with the 2 units here.
Yeah, this seems to be it. I mean, we definitely don't want to offer good trades for Lowfi, because otherwise we would have a couple on the board. Now we have a Fearsome unit to deal with that is only able to be dealt with by our own Fearsome unit. And the Gwen still, kind of safe on this attack for sure with Quick Attack. Now on defense, is going to struggle a bit against this Severe. Well, actually, struggle a lot, because she likely will die unless we find something to save her. And now that Severe should be able to prey on Gwen. And the Akshan is still kind of okay. However, if we go for a Burgeoning Sentinel Glimpse Beyond combo, he may be contested here on this attack.
Yeah, House Spider coming down first for MaykaS, trying to develop some more blockers coming into this. Here come the Akshan and Sivir. There is room for the Nope, I take that back. Burgeoning Sentinel going to be challenged away, so that potential situation has now been denied. And yeah, you just have to use the Spiderling to block the Akshan instead.
Yeah, and it feels like Lowfi once again has a great start to the game. Just getting everything he needs on curve, getting rid of big units for your opponent, getting that Akshan progression in slowly but surely, and also Severe, she now is forcing out a Glimpse, does not get to connect herself, but still, her friends can help her level up. And once that is going to happen, then MaykaS is in big trouble, and now the Reckoner turn is upon us, but it's only gonna hit a 2-1 for now, unless it's the strongest. Is it the strongest or the weakest one that can't block?
I believe it is the weakest, yes.
Okay, so it is just gonna hit the Treasure Seeker here, which is honestly not, I mean, it's, cool to hit it, but not that impactful, since the Seaver and the Akshan can still get into the action. Ooh, but the stun could be spicy. Ooh, the open attack, okay, with that 12 HP Nexus. It's looking for an angle here to just kind of go wide. Not going for that 1-1 Spider. Not sure why exactly, because if you just go for the 1-1 Spider, I mean, if your opponent wants to trade into it, okay, but I'm still dealing more damage, because then a 2-2 Spider could potentially hit the Nexus. So I'm not sure why we were holding back on that full swing here. But it was a nice little angle, but I feel like not enough because, 12-8, not the biggest bump, and now those Reckoners still have to do some work, while Lowfi is just sitting dandy and could even play something like the Sevier spell right now just to clean off all the blockers.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that little bump between 8 and 7 definitely could have been a bit of a difference maker. Those Fallen Reckoners having 4 Overwhelm. Very important to make the difference between. Gonna try and pop the Spell Shield here. Probably looking to get the Flock on the Sivir here. And putting down the Burgeoning Sentinel before you do it to grow that stat line. Yeah.
I would love to maybe see
try and go for a strike, I guess?
Okay.
No
Single. I would have. I was like, oh, I love a single here, but then I was looking at the board and I was like, wait a minute. There's not really any great units that I do want to single because you want to get rid of Reckoners. You want to get rid of big threats like Gwen. Like here, Rune Reckoners are pretty big themselves. So I guess keeping this up for later. Also being able to put a non-blocking unit in a pseudo-blocking position with the help of a single combat is always something nice to have. So I can definitely see why we're holding back on it. Nothing really that we needed to get rid of. And now, once again, this attack coming through for Lowfi, pulling away the Burgeoning Sentinel, but not yet leveling Sevier.
Yeah, absolutely. And Akshan going to be putting the Warlord's Palace 1 away from going down here. That'll also get him the flip, which means if another Burgeoning Sentinel comes down, he'll be perfectly fine to attack into that. And not too many other units that can really threaten anything about him at this point. The only other thing to consider right now is that Lowfi doesn't really have units at the moment. A lot of good spells can go for Cataclysm, which appears to be what is happening right now. But no real units to try and get up some blockers against the board, and that Fallen Reckoner coming down, putting Can't Block on the Akshan. Not really wanting to ever block with Akshan if you can avoid it. However, you still want to have every blocker you can in a situation like this.
Yes, absolutely. Now this Cataclysm could level Akshan, and then we can take care of, anything we want. We definitely don't want to hit the Ruined Reckoner, because that would be just putting a Risen Reckoner in MaykaS' hand on attack token, not something we want to do. But I do... Oh, I would have liked leveling the Akshan. Now we burn 10 mana. I guess he levels now, but we just don't have access to that spell to that draw spell before MaykaS wants to go for an open attack, if that's what he wants to do. And yes, it seems like open attack is the play. And our answers consist of single combat, and that's it.
Sharp Sight potentially if you want to buff
true.
up the Sivir, but it's not a whole lot that's going to help you at this point. You kind of have to go for the single combat and use the Sharp Sight to tank both hits. Not a great situation to be in right now for Lowfi. And additionally, MaykaS has the components to just swing again here. You only have one unit you can put down as a blocker. You can use that predict to try and draw a better unit for it, but yeah, pretty tough situation. Looks like it might be lethal this turn.
Okay, so we do stop a lethal for now. We go for that. Reckoner. We level the Sevier, but we do find, we do need a blocker, and another issue is that even a Sandstone Charger here is only on 2 HP. Everything only on 2 HP maximum for now, and this Risen Reckoner with that free attack coming in from that Midnight Raid could potentially spell the game here unless Lowfi finds like another single combat or, well, Concerted Strike. You do find a rally. Is that enough?
They have deny.
Oh, okay, true. We can deny one Midnight Raid.
And if you do go for the Risen Reckoner, then you won't have enough mana to do both of them. But that will be a potential threat for next turn. Might be able to scooch out of this turn for Lowfi, but I'm not sure if you'll get out of the next one.
We're going for it right now. MaykaS trying his luck here, and as you said, the deny being absolutely could be game deciding here. Gonna put a stop to this one, but what are we hovering right now?
Single
it's the free mana spell. Oh,
Oh,
No,
I see.
yeah.
Cataclysm.
But that's
Oh,
not.
just to remove it outright.
But is that
Oh,
doesn't matter because
Because you
we
can
have to
still
trade
attack.
the
You have
Sevier.
plenty of other units to attack with. And you have, yeah, you have to trade the Sivir as your blocker this turn, unless you go for a Waking Stance, but that's not enough health to deal with it. So you have to go for the Waking Stance, threaten a blocker, or just straight up wait and go for the deny, which seems to
Yeah.
be what Lowfi's doing here, and that I think is the smarter option.
Definitely seems like the cleaner play here. Was trying to get fancier at the end, you know, trying to do some tricks. But yeah, this deny will just suffice. And now with this open attack on our side, ooh, okay, the Stevie still has spell shield, so we're okay. Wow, we could get an army of Waking Sands in here all of a sudden with all those treasure seekers coming in. They'll have 2 in hand, and we could get a second one from this last treasure seeker. This swing has to be respected by MaykaS. However, we have a blocker. Should have enough blockers for now, but we will lose most of our attacking force, and that's going to put our attack token turn in an awkward position.
Yeah, absolutely. If MaykaS is able to survive this turn, then I think next turn the Eternal Dancers could lead to a potential game end. But you have to get through the turn first, and that Cataclysm too, that Golden Aegis. Yeah, this is a pretty good situation to be in for Lowfi.
After Cataclysm now getting rid of the Dancers, not putting him in any position where they could potentially attack. We still have... Okay, we don't have room for another Treasure Seeker into... Wait, 1, 2, 3... No, 5. Yeah, so we don't have room for another Sandstone Charger here, which means this is what we're working with. Threatening lethal nonetheless. So we will have to block a couple of things here, unless we only want to go for the Sevier and try to
going forward,
try to
Civic is
min-max it.
correct.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think only Sivir is the right option, as both the Waking Sandstone Chargers will kill themselves on this. And the rally, you can't even do it this turn, but it can come through next turn. And not having those Waking Sands on the attack does make that attack a lot worse.
Yeah, for sure. No, I like this only blocking Sevier, staying alive, but minimizing the opponent's board. Now the Treasure Seeker will come through. Means we have a potentially 2 blockers here this turn. Val Feast can deal with 1 though, but the Bruiser, I don't think this is enough. I think Lowfi may have this in the back. Because I don't see a way how we can get rid of all of those blockers. Just 1 Midnight Raid is not gonna do it.
Yeah, but do you also go for the Vile Feast, try and pop the spell shield, and then go for the Flock potentially?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Oh wait, no, we haven't. Oh wait, we can attack.
With Valfeast is winning.
Get rid of Valfeast. We get another attacker. We have the... Yeah, I thought... I forgot that we had attack token on MaykaS' side. I thought we were only raiding here this time around. And we only have 2 blockers. Exactly. We do take us into a game 3. No 2-0 finish here for the 2-0 tournament tonight. And wow, that was way closer than I thought it would go. Because I thought at the start of the game, I was like, wait, Lowfi is having a pretty good spot here with all that Akshan C reaction going on. But all of a sudden, drop a couple of Reckoners, a couple of Midnight Raids, and hey, the Nexus health was gone.
Yeah, absolutely. And now it looks like the Nami Lee Sin's probably going to come through. But Akshan Sivir doesn't have the Stony Suppressor. So it's in a much better position than we were giving it credit for before. I'm honestly a little surprised that the Poppy Turret came out first, because I feel like you'd maybe want to hold on to that as your second deck to potentially come in after the Nami Lee. Because now that you don't have it, I mean, that deck's got free reign, and now you have to play an actual race against it with your Akshan Sivir.
Yeah, and that's exactly what's happening right now. Really good point you made there of, you know, not only ban phase being an important factor in winning a best of 3, but also deciding which deck do you want to queue first. What deck do you want to keep on the low? What deck do you want to keep behind to maybe run back a series? And what deck do you want to, you know, put all of the efforts in that has to close this out right now? Lowfi having to pull out a win if this, yeah, no Stony Suppressor list. And this is gonna be a challenge, even though the Nami has been nerfed, she is in hand. And I don't think MaykaS is gonna mind that too much right here. Once again, no pings really, so we will just have to trade. Not yet, obviously, but trade later on if things were going to get rough with the Nami. So I don't think the impact is going to be too huge, but we will find out about that. Heavy Metal being in hand is a potentially great Akshan sniper, but Akshan currently missing from Lowfi's hand.
Yeah, we do have Sivir coming down now. Curious to see just another double trouble coming out in response. Getting some chump blockers is not a bad idea here in the slightest. Okay, well, if the game goes late enough, we could potentially see that Hexite Crystal coming into play. Obviously, very unlikely to see happen, but hey, worth pointing out.
Deep Meditation. Withdraws 2 spells.
Oh, that's true. Deep Meditation could pull that, and that'd be a really good hit in the right situation. So hey, you know, maybe all commentators curse that into actually happening now.
But now then you have to say, oh wait, there's no way that it's coming. We never find Deep Med, and Deep Med never finds it. No way. That's how you summon it forth. So we'll see how it happens. We'll see if it happens. We'll see if it's relevant. For now, once again, one of those biggest targets for that spell, Akshan, MIA. Sivir doing all the work by herself, and there is luckily a palace counting down next to her, which means that if we find Akshan, we can level him pretty soon, if not the case by that point. And we're going for the tentacles here, not trying to snipe the Poro early on. With the hands looking, yeah, not looking too bad, honestly, with that Deny in hand. Now Nami coming through. We'll be able to put some attack stats on the board sooner or later, but no more health.
Yeah, the attack stats are going to feel pretty good with that Poro, especially. I also did just want to point out, I just went and double-checked. While it does exist, Deep Meditation will never be found as it is not being run in this Nami Lee Sin. So, very unlikely we'll see. Oh! Sorry, I paid too much attention for a second. Cataclysm taking out that Nami the second she comes down!
Oh no, I was more hype about the Deep Med missing than the Nami died. I was like, oh yeah, Nami's dead. And then he said, oh, Deep Med? I was like, no Deep Med? No Crystal? Whoa. But yeah, you missed Nami being absolutely sniped here by Sivir. And now this swing looking pretty good with the Fearsome coming through and the Sivir putting in all the work early game.
Yeah, even though Akshan's missing, we're having a fine time on Lowfi's side. That Nami going down, pretty big, pretty harsh to see happen. I don't know what you play with this board state right now. I guess Lee Sin coming down. Not sure if I would have gone for that personally, especially after what I just saw happen.
Lee Sin will just get concerted, right? Oh, well, no, we don't have... The only card that MaykaS could have is Momentous Choice. And yes, I think Lowfi may respect it, but doesn't seem like it. Lowfi might be looking for it because Sivir can deal with him. And
yeah, no, even with the Momentous Choice, you still have a 9 damage swing from the 2 concerted strikes. So Lee Sin also going to go the way of the Nami and disappear.
Well, no, yeah, because Lowfi, Momentous Choice is not activated yet. So we would have... No, it would have made a difference because we had Momentous Choice into Wujusta, which would have given him the barrier, and then he would have been fine because... Oh, wait, no, Sivir levels of... Oh, no, never mind. She wouldn't have leveled off the barrier. So Lee Sin would have been fine with 1 Momentous Choice in hand, but there was none, so he is gone. And now MaykaS, once again, in a very suboptimal position. Can play a second one, yes, but... Losing 1 is tough, and now we have the Momentous Choice, but the Akshan on the other side coming through as well.
Yeah. I guess you try and play the Lee Sin here, bring him back down. You can go for the challenge on the Sivir, try and get rid of her before she does anything, but Akshan coming down onto the board is also going to flip him. And it just comes down to the question of who do you deem the bigger threat? Apparently the Merciless Hunter, who he's going to go for the heavy metal on.
Going for that heavy metal on the Hunter. I feel like that was more of a just, pass situation. Not a play that you were in need to make, but a nice play for sure to just pass priority, see what the opponent is playing, and seeing the action being played here is definitely not what you prefer to see, because now Lowfi has access to another draw. And now, if we find another concerted strike, the Lee Sin won't even be saved by Momentous Choice, because Sevier is just big enough to just get him through that. Oh wait, never mind, because he goes up to 7. I'm capping. We get a Bruiser though, potentially.
Though. Yeah, the Bruiser is probably not a bad choice here. Good for both, as you can just put him straight onto the Sivir, who will now share her keywords with everyone else here. And it also starts triggering more of that palace, or sorry, that horde. I always keep getting those two mixed up. So I feel like you probably go for the Bruiser here. What are we going to see drawn instead? It is the Cataclysm.
Oh, wait, that was a skip?
Went for a skip. Wow, what a good find on a skip.
But it's not going to do just enough this turn, because Lee Sin does have Barrier available. And only one strike will not be enough. But Lee Sin is not leveled. And oh, we're going for a Merciless Hunter on top of that, trying to put Lee Sin out, pull him away from combat next turn potentially, because this turn he's not gonna do all. Well, he could kill Sevier actually here. If we go for 4, Absolver isn't enough. No, Sevier should be dead, I think.
Well, Momentous Choice still isn't activated right now, is it? But I guess if you go for the Wuju style too, then yeah, Sivir will be going down.
True. I forgot that Momentous Choice was not activated, but it looks like we're going for Akshan here instead. Trying to preserve the Wuju style and preserve the Wuju style in favor of not going for the Sevier and the Barrier combination. But now the Sevier is fine to swing. We find Nami. And this is now without the Vakoran Bruiser. I feel like a Vakoran Bruiser in this situation would have done so much here for MaykaS, being able to put Overwhelm on that as well. Because now this Lee Sin is going to be fine, right? Thanks to Barrier, thanks to Wuju styles and Meditates. Maybe we can try to Cataclysm him later on, but I'm not sure what his health total is going to be at after all the meditation that he's going to do. And the damage right now for Lowfi is not lethal.
I do think you can go for the Cataclysm with Sivir after this, and that should be enough to bring Lee Sin down here. Unless he levels. I'm not sure how close he is to leveling. He is close. Might actually level instead, and that would be enough to keep him alive if he does get to flip before the Cataclysm goes off. But it also depends on whether or not Nami comes down, right? That could be another big factor in this. Although she no longer gives health, giving power might actually allow Lee Sin to kick back at Sivir and say, "You dare strike me? I'll strike you back."
Yeah, but we do have the Absolver coming in potentially here. Putting that Overwhelm just on that deck that is still... we only have 2 more HP to give, right? We only have 1 more Meditate. That's all we can do this turn. And if we just double Absolver here, hit a lot of damage. There we go. That's going to be it. I'm not actually sure how much damage we're going to be dealing. It looks like currently 12.
Well, not enough just yet. Could go for the second Absolver to split around some stats. And that would get you to lethal, assuming MaykaS didn't have any other options. We do know, obviously, there's at least 1 Meditate to hold on just a little longer. But even then, in that situation, the Cataclysm can come down right after and get rid of that Lee Sin, and Lowfi will be in a very, very good spot.
Yeah, for sure. The Lee Sin might even just be lethal, right? Because the Sevier is still going to hold on to that Overwhelm, and the Lee Sin's HP not going to be big enough. I think Lowfi did manage to take out this game even without a Sterny Suppressor. Lee Sin is leveling though. How does that throw a mix into the situation? The 2 HP putting... okay, now the 2 HP putting us on 2. But then the Cataclysm Sevier is still gonna just to be enough. Spell Shield is already gone for Lee Sin. Nami, doesn't give any health. not like she had any spells to play either. And the Burblefish does generate us a blood bait. That is
Yikes.
not going to be it. This is going to be a GG for Lowfi, taking over MaykaS here in a exciting best of 3 series. Oh yeah, we can also just go for the Burblefish. I guess it doesn't matter at this point. Congratulations, Lowfi, keeping it high key tonight.